All right, so unfortunately, we have an electrical problem with the old white four-wheeler here. I think got a bad starter. It's been kind of slow since I put it on, and especially when it gets cold, it really takes it a long time. Has to go, and it's like 50 degrees today. I don't know why it just decided to give up. I guess it's first day I've been able to get the car over here, but anyway, we got about, I don't know, 60 feet to the gate. There's rock up here, and the old girl just won't pull the four-wheeler out. I got 30,000 miles on these Hankooks, and it's a front-wheel drive car, and she's not really what I want her to be, except for she gets 24 to 28 miles per gallon, which is cool. And I don't normally get her out on the pastures, and she will. I could get her out of this easy enough. All I got to do is unhook. But I thought, I need to get this four-wheeler out of here because the little bull's just going to absolutely tear it up if I leave it in here, and she'll be strewn all over the pasture. And we want to take care of our equipment as good as possible. We don't want to tear the pasture up, which, again, we got slick tires. Getting stuck is, well, it's kind of a pain in the butt because my four-wheeler's stuck. That's what I'd probably use to try to pull it out with. But anyway, I'm going to take this opportunity to show you how we chain up, and I think she'll just pull this right on up. Like I said, there's rock here. We did pretty good till we started up this little hill, and she just didn't have the gumption to pull this little four-wheeler up there. So she's not much. She's really good on the road, on fuel mileage, and she holds all my stuff. And as long as you don't take her out in the pasture, she's fine. But old Eleanor here, she needs some chains today, so follow along. Right, so it's not going to take much. We're still frozen underneath, and like I said, we got rock starting right here going through this gate. We're going to take her nice and easy. If it won't pull it, I'll just unhook it and climb right on out. But chains. The other thing you want when it's muddy like this, especially if you're in your good clothes or something, if you got a chain up, having something you could put down here so you're not in the mud or the snow or the ice, super handy. What I carry is usually a 55-gallon drum liner. You could carry a little tarp too, but the drum liner's used, I don't know. There's 1,000 uses for drum liners I'm not going to get into here, but they're pretty handy. If nothing else, when you're cleaning out your car, you already got your trash bag ready to go. But it's buried in my stuff, and I don't want to waste a good drum liner right now. So got a couple pieces of cardboard I was keeping in here for some reason or another. I'm just going to get my knees down on that and show you what we're doing. So sometimes it's good to have spare trash laying around. Now, I did see some cool things on the YouTube or Amazon that you can get, and they're just little cleats that you can basically, it's a little cleat with a ratchet strap, and they're like 150 bucks, and I just haven't pulled the trigger because I got the chains. But if you were actually stuck and not doing what I'm about to do, I think it would be enough to get you where you wanted to go, and they're way faster than having to put chains on. But so, you may look at some of those options. The one I saw had metal on it, and you wouldn't be able to go down the road. The good thing about chains is you can't go real fast, but you could go down the road in them. That's kind of what they're designed for, to go get you, and I wouldn't use them unless it was icy or something, but sometimes you just need a little extra traction like we do today. So here's the chain. So these are just Walmart chains. They're nothing real fancy, and I'm not telling you that I know the exact right way to put them on. I've never run up and down the road with these, up and down my driveway a few times, in the pasture a few times. Just need a little extra traction pulling a trailer or something. They're kind of a pain to put on, and they're not real fun, and they're just a pain to put on, and I hate to use them, but when you need them, they're handy. And now we're gonna get them muddy. I haven't used them for mud before. They're not good in mud as far as chains being real useful. They're not ideal for mud, but what we've got right here is just a little traction issue. It's not necessarily a power issue or anything. So, and we're not gonna sink because the ground's frozen 3 inches down. So we're not gonna tear anything up. We got rock here. this is just the perfect scenario for me for what I want to use this for. So what you do, main thing is you don't want to pop your tire. So if you see these chains here, here's your connect. And again, follow your manufacturer instructions. One of these is supposed to go on the outside, I think. But the main thing you want to make sure of is that these don't dig into your tire and pop them. So those have to be, when you throw this over your tire, those have to be on the outside. That's really the only thing you need to remember for sure. Yeah. And if you know you're going to be driving through the ice, hook these up before you get in the mud and the ice or whatever. If you're not going to be driving real fast, save you a lot of time and messing around in the mud and the ice and the snow. And I think this is supposed to be on the outside of your tire. You hook it on the inside, and then you can use this to tension it. And so that's what I'm going to do here. But again, the most important thing is to make sure these hooks are not facing your tire when you lay it over there. So, yeah. If you want to find some good videos on this, follow those truckers that do this a lot. They're pretty good at it. They're quick. Those guys up out west really know what they're doing. They can do this quick. I just amateur hour here. But basically, you just get that over it, and you got a couple options here. I'm gonna back up. I'm gonna keep my leads out here, and I'm gonna back up a little. Find that on the other side. And I just got those down, so when I back up just a little bit, what it'll do is it'll suck that up under. We'll have this on top, so we're not trying to fight down there. And I'm gonna do this on the other side. It's the same thing. Just make sure your hooks are facing away from your tire, so when you get to going, they don't pop them. That's the main thing. All right, so we got the other side hooked up. Now it's backwards. Well, I mean, it's the same, but I put that gold hook on the inside for both. But what I did is the gold hook's on the inside and this is on the outside. And you don't want to run over them, would be my thoughts. All right, so that's pretty good. And you know, you can tighten these down a couple times if you're gonna be moving a whole lot. For me, I'm just gonna be right here, not going very far. I'm gonna take them off once I get back up to the driveway. So if you're gonna drive down the road with them, you know, go 10, 15 miles or more, you'd wanna tighten those up quite a bit. So if you're gonna be doing this in your Sunday vest, I might recommend some gloves. Maybe you just save that 30-gallon or that 50-gallon drum liner, throw it over your seat to keep that clean while you're kneeling down on your cardboard pads. But what we're trying to do, and remember, keep all your hooks going away from your rubber. So what we've got here is, here's the golden hook, and you want to get them as tight as possible. Get that dude flipped away from my tire. And the idea is to get that gold hook. I'll have to retighten the other side. But the idea is to get that gold hook as tight as possible. And then you'll tension it with this side. And depending on the size of your chain, if it's actually made to fit your tire or not, you can get that pretty tight. And then again, we want to keep this hook away from our rubber. Tighten everything down. And you may or may not want to get zip ties and tie that chain up, depending on how far you're going. And I could probably get that. If I was gonna run down the road, I'd worry about it, but I'm not. So we're just gonna go here. And then these set of tire chains came with these rubber deals, and they're just tensioners. If yours doesn't come with them, you can get tensioners. They sell them on Amazon. This is a Peerless brand. I think most of the ones on Amazon come with them. I just wanted to know that if I ran out of the wrong size, I could take them back to Walmart and get what I needed. But basically, these have a big side and a little side. I put the big side around the rubber and hook these away from your tire so they don't puncture your rubber. And then I hook the little side on the chain. Do it in kind of a star pattern. And what this does is it just puts tension on things. It keeps it from falling off, hopefully. And I did a good job on this side. So basically what we have here is we've got our chain adjusted. And if you were going to drive down the road, you'd probably take this, you know, a quarter mile, pull over and tighten things back up. On the other side, I'll show you, I need to redo it, but my tire's actually parked on it. So I would have to redo that one, but there's my orange, again, trying to face everything away from the rubber. You can see these are facing out. These are facing out. That's the main thing. But it doesn't take too long. It's just kind of annoying. So let's get the video, see if she comes on out. See, here's our problem here. We were sinking 1/4 inch here, spinning. And so we probably don't need these tensioners as far as we're going, but I hate to stop once we get started. So anyway, you can see the side was the side that was slipping quite a bit more mud. All right, we're gonna put her in low and just walk out of here. So as you can see, we didn't make any more ruts than we did with the 4-wheeler coming in, which is the main thing we're concerned about. We don't want to cut any ruts, tear anything up, but no impact to the pasture, and it just pulled it right on out. And taking them off is pretty simple too, just the reverse of what we got to put them on. May run them up the driveway here, see if we can knock some mud off of them, but chains, I don't need them very often, but when you do need them, they're sure nice to have. And if you really need them, you really want them. Ice, snow that's packing down into ice, or a little bit of mud. I think if you had too much mud, they would dig in. And if we didn't have something solid underneath there, I think they could get you in a lot of trouble real quick, especially on like a heavy diesel or something. So they're really made and designed for snow and ice, but they'll get you out of little hiccups. They're handy to have. They do take up a little space, and I only carry them in the winter time, but nice to have when you need them.